I'm standing just inside the doorway to my Spirit Deluxe, looking over at the dinette area where I have my Well-X pad, table in the down position, pole removed for the moment. And that makes a really good single bed up front. And then at the same time, I have the single bed in back. That office chair is complicating things, but it's really pretty easy to move around when it's upside down. You can see above the blue blanket there that's concealing some boxes, you can see the split between the two back cushions that go to the forward dinette. So, and they're supporting that memory foam mattress. I have the trifold that I cut the corners on to fit in the back. Over here on the right is the new table I made, pole attached. And if I want to put it back right there, I can do so and pull that office chair out here into the aisle, faced aft with it, and sit at that table. Probably won't have both beds set up like this at the same time very often, unless my wife and I both go somewhere and we're happy with this setup, and if we are, then great. It eliminates the need to climb over one another to get up in the middle of the night or any other time. So there is that added bonus to it. This Well-X is great. It's 27 inches wide, so I'm going to move back here and show just kind of one feature that it has. Well, up at the head end, which is by the bathroom door, you can see it forms kind of the beginnings of a pillow up there. You can also see on the right side of the pad that it extends further over into the aisle than the cushions do, as shown there, about 3 inches. I think the Well-X is 27 wide and 76 long. And that dinette space as a bed is actually only 72 by 24. But believe it or not, that extra amount that Well-X hangs into the aisle gives you enough support so that your arm can rest on it with freedom of movement. And it doesn't really impede the aisle. You can see it's next to the door, not in front of it. Just barely next to it. But if you've ever tried to sleep on something that's too narrow to rest your arm on the bed next to you, yeah, it makes you appreciate this situation where that's not the case. Because the Well-X does have enough support to easily rest my arm on. Give me some freedom of movement there. That's not the whole story, though. At the moment, I cannot truly set both of these beds up this way and with one person sleeping on each, because in the back you can see the split between the two cushions that support the center. Those are the seat back cushions to the forward dinette. So I really have nothing under the center of this Well-X at the moment except for the dinette table. And it needs to have those two cushions on top of it to support the Well-X. Or what I'll probably do is buy and cut like a 2 foot by 2 foot piece of memory foam, the same thickness as the cushions. And I'll just, so I'll have a support for both beds so they can be used simultaneously. But it's not something I'm worried about right now. Back here by the aft bed is sitting upside down, the new table I made with the floor mount in it. So if I were to, whether this dinette in front was set up as a bed or a dinette, I can still work in here. I can flip that table upside down, stick the pole in the socket here, turn the top around so see how it's closer to one end than the other by a lot. And I can sit with my knees under that close end in this office chair facing aft and be perfectly happy. And the chair allows enough movement from side to side for me to be able to turn around, get up, move around, go outside, go use the bathroom here or whatever. And it works really well. If I was by myself, I probably would not have this set up like it is, even though it's a pretty comfortable sitting spot. And I could swivel that table over if I had it set in the back to where I could reach it if I was sitting right there, kind of where the Wellex logo is. But another plus to taking the table down for the aft bed is I can use the bottom side of it as a side table if I want to set a drink or whatever next to the bed back there. So I'm getting happier and happier with this layout. It just gives me a lot more versatility. When I don't have this bed set up in the front, of course I'll move the Wellex to the rear, and it'll add some more comfort on top of that memory foam. So that's one way you can set up two beds at the same time in a Spirit Deluxe. Forget the office chair, that's outside equipment. Just with the components that come with a trailer, you can do this. If you buy a sleeping pad, you don't have to have one. You can sleep on the cushions if you don't mind roughing it a little. Quite a bit, actually. They are not kind to the human body. But they make great fillers, and they're pretty decent seats. All of my seat back cushions are out of here, which I love for extra space and just the ability to move around. And they're, except for the two under there, which you can see the end of, and I need those. So I'm getting closer and closer. I'm liking this. This is adaptable. I can switch from dinette table up. The new top I made in the back, set in a working position, office chair rolled up to it. I can switch between this setup and that setup in less than a minute. No problem. So I'm going to keep heading in this direction, see what else I can discover about how to change a Casita without impacting the existing components. First step is get rid of some of them. That's what's working for me. That's it.